walnuts. It's not just what's for dinner, but it's what's for lots of things. Next on Stand.OR School with Learning Common Sense. Howdy. How y'all doing today? You know who this is, I ain't got to tell you. Went out the other day, poking around, and run across these little puppies. Now, a lot of y'all know what this is, and you're already screaming it, I'm sure. Those you don't, believe it or not, this is a walnut, especially for those of us in the deep, low country. We wouldn't know this. It looked kind of like a lemon or something. But yeah, it's a walnut. And they're pretty cool. Besides being able to eat them, they, this fleshy bit looks kind of like the fruit going around the nut. Is good for it's good for staining. It's good for making, see what you'll find them. And in fact, what I'll do is I'll take a stainless knife out. I know I don't have them, but this particular one I do have them. This is a stainless knife, and cut this open. Skin this puppy out. You're going to start to see that blade probably start to change, turn real dark. And if it doesn't right now, it will in a bit. Okay, on the inside, that pretty much looks light-skinned. As the air gets to it, it will start to get darker, and it will turn just about darn near black. And that's where you get a lot of your walnut stains and dyes. Hence for clothing. For those of you doing the reenactment bit. And there's your walnut. Not dried out yet, but that's it. I'm going to skin these out. See, my fingers are already starting to change a little bit. I'm going to skin these out and dry them up, crack them, get the meat out of them for the hacienda. And with the rest of it, take these husks and I'm going to cook them up, and we're going to put them in a bin full of water with some of my black powder hunting clothing, and see if we can get a little bit darker stain out of it this time. Okay. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll watch how this goes along. Okay. All right. Let's see. Okay, a little technical difficulty there. Anyways, this is a knife that my daughter had gave me. I like trying to use it when I can, but I'm not a fan of stainless. I am a fan of this knife. That should be self-explanatory. I want to kind of get a little extras, bit of this extra meat here off of this, because that will add in the staining process. And like I said, though it starts out light colored meat, the longer it's exposed to the air and stuff, the quicker it turns just about black. And during your fingertips, and your fingers ain't skin touching it, really dark shade of brown. So I would not wear your best clothes while doing this at all. But they skin out pretty good. And the meat, once again, the walnuts. They're not the walnuts you buy in the store. I think those are probably more of a European walnut or so, more of your classic walnuts. These are American black walnuts, kind you find growing in Kentucky, Ohio, Carolinas, Tennessee, up here in New England, New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine. I guess they grow up in Maine. I ain't been that far up north yet, keyword. I'm just kind of, let's turn darken real quick, just kind of getting as much of that out of there as I can. All we'll do is I'm going to get some water boiling in this pot with this stuff in it, let it sit for a little bit, and we'll throw it all into a tote with the clothes, and I will let that sit overnight or for a day or two and see just exactly how dark. Again, the last time I did this successfully, I had a whole ton of walnuts that I gathered up, and boiled the tar out for about a day and a half. It was in Kentucky. Here we is in New York. So I imagine New York's kind of fast. Got a fast-paced life, so I don't think it should take as long. How about that one? Some extra meat off. Because when I go for the meat inside these walnuts, it's that much less I got to bugger with. Now I don't know how long we'll let these walnuts sit and dry out before I harvest them. I'll probably give them a couple weeks. So I'm going to gather more of these. I like walnut meat, especially in and around Thanksgiving and Christmas. You're going to do a stuffing, add some black walnut in with your acorns, in with your stuffing. That would be kind of cool. By the way, the Honey Love is running some research on acorn recipes, and once I've gathered up enough of them, I'll do a video on leaching them out and cooking with them. And I have noticed there are a bunch of videos already out there in YouTube land. So if you don't want to wait for me, I can understand that. By all means, feel free to check them out. A lot of good people got a lot of good information about them. As I'm cutting these into quarters to skin them out, I found for myself that works pretty good. They peel off pretty quick, as you can see. Get some meat off. This one last one, I'll make y'all sit here and watch me do all these. That'd be downright just completely boring. So partially boring. Except for those of you taking bets, I'm going to take a hunk out of my hand with this knife. Some folks will gamble on it. Okay. Me and my dad used to watch the Woodwright Shop. That old fella from Woodwright Shop, he was always had band-aids on him, and me and my dad sat there and took bets on when he was going to hack a finger off. Okay, show you what we got. Got a pot here pretty good. We'll fill it up with water and boil them out. And this is pretty much the acorns after they've come out. Get them dried up off that meat, cleaned off them, and like I said, we'll have probably around Thanksgiving or Christmas, we'll crack them open, get the meat out and use them for stuff. Okay? Alright, well, this is Keith Stanbaugh. It's again the School of Woodland and Common Sense. Hope you've enjoyed this. Send me some comments, let me know what you think, and let me know what you'd like to see. And I'll see if I can accommodate. Alright? Y'all have a good weekend. And by the way, this is the first weekend of fall. So hunting season's here. Get out in the woods, take your youngins out, have some fun. Alright, take care. Bye-bye. Okay, just got through boiling. Had to go upstairs to do that. Just got through boiling the, we'll call it the soup. So I took the hulls, just tossed them in there. See how dark that is? Alright, so I'm going to put the clothes. Get this turned around so I can see what's going on myself. Okay, clothes we're going to be dyeing. Long shirt that I got when I bought to replace one that's pretty much just about on its last legs. We'll put that in there. And a pair of trousers, 18th century trousers, trekking trousers, hunting trousers, broadfalls. We'll throw them in there. I'm going to take this, we're going to dump this puppy in there. Let you see what we've got going on here. So I can kind of see what's going on. Alright, there we go. Okay, then we'll throw water in there and just let it sit overnight. Okay, here we go. Let's take a gander and see what we got. Left this in for 2 days. We got back last night, a little bit too dark to mess with it. The bricks are browner. Okay, first things first, the shirt. Shirt's definitely got a nice, yeah, shirt took nicely. I'll hang that out and let that dry. Pants as well. There's some lighter spots on the pants, but I think that'll do well. This will be good for when we hit the woods go hunting. It ain't white no more. That'll definitely work. Okay, got them hung up. We'll let them dry and see how that turns out. But the color's there. The color I was looking for. It's good brown. Actually, my favorite color. Nice walnut brown. And yeah, I'm quite pleased with it. I've done this before, like I said, and it works pretty good. So that's how you use walnut husks. So hold on. Okay, so that's how you use walnut husks to dye, and to dye up your clothing and material and stuff. One of many uses of walnuts. You could also boil that dye down into like a thicker, like almost like a molasses or a stain for wood. When you go and buy Memwax wood stain, you're buying black walnut or European walnut. It's basically how they make it, just on an industrial scale, but that's where that comes from. And like I said, we got the meat. Those are drying out, and a little bit later on we'll clean them up and crack them and get the meat out. And I don't think I need to show you how to do that. I'm sure you know how to do that already. So anyways, so that's this episode, the Ski Standball with School of Woodlore and Common Sense. Catch us on the next one, and look forward to seeing you. Y'all have a good one.